Yeah, back again. John Burry, Kenilworth. Okay, on 693, just a quick question. It's authorizing the County of Union to participate in the Union County Improvement Authority 2010 Renewable Energy Program. I just want to know what that's about. Now, considering the format that we've been left with, I don't have rebuttals, so what I'd like to do is just throw out there what I think it's about, and then you could shoot me down or whatever. I'd like to start with a blog I did on this renewable energy thing. I can see, I recently wrote a letter from Morris County is spending $22.3 million and anticipating savings of $2.3 million over 15 years. Rutgers spent $10 million to have 7,600 panels convert sunlight into electricity, saving some $200,000 in energy costs this year. Now, Union County wants to bond for $45 million to put solar panels on 49 buildings they've identified. Even ignoring the time value of money, it would take Rutgers 50 years and Morris County 145 years to turn a profit. So what's so hot about solar panels? In the case of Union County, it's all about vested interests seeing green. Yeah, that's fun. 233,819 to date. That's an understated number. I missed a line. For a project they believe can embarrass taxpayers into funding, no questions asked. Now, they tried in Cranford with the library, but it didn't work, as I was told, or didn't seem to work. And I was told today that Berkeley Heights doesn't want to go with it for some buildings. Is this Union County putting up, going with this 45 million, but since you can't find enough suckers, for lack of a better word, that you're going to spend it on solar panels here and spend the 45 million? That's my theory. So, you know, off the wall, whatever it is. If it's wrong, ignore it. If it's not, or if you don't speak to it, I'll assume it's correct. Otherwise, I'd like to know what participating in the renewable energy program by the county is all about. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm going to respond to the comments with respect to the Union County Improvement Authority Renewable Energy Initiative in my capacity as General Counsel to the Improvement Authority. Mr. Berry just indicated to the board that if he was wrong, then he would say nothing more. He's wrong. He's very, very wrong. The amount of debt that is going to be incurred in order to make these solar arrays available to public buildings throughout the county, different municipalities, school boards, and county buildings is entirely, to the penny, going to be repaid by a private vendor to be selected by public bidding. The county will expend $0 in connection with this. The amount of money that the Board of Chosen Freeholders previously advanced to the Improvement Authority in order to get this program up and running will be repaid from that debt issue so that the county will be out no money. The municipalities that participate, the school boards, the county for its own buildings, will incur no expense associated with the installation of the panels. Instead, the private vendor will put the panel arrays on roofs and on parking lots. And the municipality or the school board, or in some instances the county for your resolution tonight, will continue to own those buildings. The Improvement Authority will own the solar arrays. They will be leased to the private vendor. The private vendor will repay the debt. Where does the money come from to repay the private debt, to repay the debt by the private vendor? It comes from three sources. There will be solar energy credits available to the private vendor for them to sell on the open marketplace, and after a certain amount of time has gone by, the revenue from those sales will be shared with the county. In addition to that, the debt will be repaid by the private vendor getting certain tax credits. As you know, and as I'm sure everyone who's commented on this for any reason, political or otherwise, might recognize that tax benefits and the availability of revenue from tax credits are not available to public entities like the county or the Improvement Authority or the municipalities or the school boards that own those buildings. But the private vendor does derive benefit from the sale of those tax credits. So that is where they get part of the money that will be used to repay the debt. The balance of the money comes from the sale of electricity generated by the panels. Well, what benefit, other than what we're doing for the environment, what benefit does the owner of the building get from the installation of these panels? In Morris County, the reduction under this model that I've just described delivered 25% reduction in the cost of energy for each building which received the installation of a solar array. We anticipate similar benefits for all of the participating municipalities and school boards here, including your county buildings. An immediate reduction. You have to buy electricity anyway. You want to pay 100% for that electricity, as you're doing now, or you want to pay 75%. Remembering that you've spent nothing to obtain the 25% reduction, the answer is obvious. And those critics who don't understand the model, which has received national recognition for other counties and for Union County as well, those who don't understand the model have raised questions which are at best specious. The program should go forward. You should support the resolution. In Cranford, they've agreed to extend and to take a second look at it. We are confident that when the truth of the program and the truth of the model is explained to the elected officials who are concerned, that all of the original participants who made application to participate, including Cranford and Berkeley Heights and others, when the elected officials understand the nature of the program, the fact that there are no public dollars involved at all, we're confident that the program will go forward with this phase or subsequent phases, because it is, without any question, something that is in the best interests of the residents of the county.
Thank you very much for your response.